You got Wanda Buzz with the buzz.
Introducing the lovely, the incredible Wanda B.
Hey, it's me, Wanda B, and I'm here on IntellectualRadio.com, and I'm here with the buzz. What we talking about this week in the news and entertainment? Guys, I'm in Chicago, and here in Chicago this week is the Democratic National Convention. E-Dub, I'm here with E-Dub. E-Dub,
E-Dub is in the hiss.
you're in the his?
E-Dub is in the hiss.
What does that mean?
E-Dub is in the hiss.
In the hiss?
I'm in the hiss.
I don't know what in the hiss is.
You
I'm
know
not
what?
in the hiss.
Well, you know what? You may not be in the hiss, but E-Dub is in the hiss.
Do you need help? You need help getting out?
I'm good. I'm good. So what?
Do I need to call for reinforcements or something?
So what's happening, Wanda B?
So
What's up with the buzz?
I heard a little bee told me that you have attended the Democratic National Convention that's been in town.
Yes, I was there. I was there Monday and Tuesday. I could have worked Wednesday and Thursday as well, all 4 days, but I refused to because just getting in was just so freaking complicated and it's so freaking secure. It's just insane. I mean, it's just too much involved in getting there. I mean, parking is freaking ridiculous. You got to park 8 miles away. Then you got to walk 8 miles to get there. Then you have gates. The place is gated up all around 3-4 blocks. It's just pretty much impossible. Only one way in, one way out. It's just a hot mess in my personal opinion.
So if you don't live in Chicago, they have blocked off many streets trying to make the United Center. This is where the Chicago Bulls play. It's their arena. Other events happen there as well, but the Chicago Bulls play there. And they've blocked it off for security's sake. And
But I could see just having tight security in the establishment itself, but in a like 3 or 4 block radius, they've actually fenced in that entire area for like a 3 or 4 block radius. So it's not just, I work places where just the establishment is secure with extra security, but not 3-4 blocks around it, because I've never ever experienced that in my life, and I've been doing this for a very long time.
So what would you say? You saw many people while you were there. You don't care really to say, like, you wouldn't even think of it this way of like the best person you saw, or what's the wildest thing?
You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. What's crazy is the person that I really, really wanted to see and get a picture of. I actually took a picture of her with me and her in a selfie, and it didn't come out. And that's that Crockett lady. She's a congresswoman, Crockett, the one that's real. I mean, she's just incredible.
Many people have said she had the best speech.
What is her name? Something Crockett. But I took a selfie with her, and I think that I was just so nervous. I'm like, "Can I take a selfie with you?" And she's like, "Make it quick, make it quick." And so I pulled my phone up, put my code in, put my phone up, and I'm hitting buttons. I thought I hit it, and I'm like, "Thank you." And she's like, "No problem." Right. So I really wanted to get a picture of
Jasmine Crockett is
Jasmine
a U.S. representative of Texas.
Right. I really, really, really hate with a passion that I didn't get that picture with her.
A lot of
Selfie.
people,
And then the selfie was taken right after she made her speech.
a lot of people have said she had one of the best speeches of the convention so far.
Because what she did was she compared the resume of Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris. That was really, really cool. I mean, no one else had really, really done that. And like I said, I really was looking excited about that selfie with her, and it didn't come out. But I did get a selfie with Lynn Whitfield, who's an actress, which was pretty cool. That's really, really, really cool to get a picture with her, right? But if I had to choose between Jasmine Crockett and Lynn Whitfield, I have to say I might have to go with the Crockett. But I also got pictures with Anderson Cooper. I got pictures with Michael Cohen, which is really cool. I'm a big fan of Michael Cohen. I think that he's one of the reasons this whole election is going to be swayed because of him. So I'm a big fan of Michael Cohen. I knew exactly who he was. What was kind of crazy was that I was the only staff member that knew who he was and knew his background and his history. The fact that he used to work for Trump and that he did time in jail, that he was Trump's fixer, that he was the one that paid off Stormy Daniels. I knew all those facts. People were asking me, who is that guy? Because I took a selfie with him. He was sitting by himself, and I asked him if I could take a selfie. First I said, "Can I take your picture?" And he says, "No, come on, get in the picture." He's a really nice guy. Really nice guy. Michael Cohen, really nice guy. She's like, come on, get in the picture. So I get in the picture, take a selfie with him. Then once I take the selfie, the people around the room, they realize that I'm taking a selfie with this guy. And they say, oh, that's Michael Cohen. So all the other people just rushed over to him and started talking to him. And the executives of CNN invited him over to their private VIP table where he went over there. And he started talking to the executives from CNN. When she saw me and she came over, she asked me if I wanted backstage passes for Obama. I'm like, yeah, I want backstage passes. She said, hey, I'm going to get you a backstage pass. So she leaves, right? I'm thinking to myself, yeah, right. She's not giving no backstage pass. But she came back and she said, here's 2 of them for you. The only thing it was for that day, the day that Obama was there, Michelle Obama was there. And I was tired and I wanted to go home. So when she gave me the passes, she assumed I was going backstage. And I'm like, I'm out of here. I'm gone. Because it's just too hard to get in and out. Then plus with the crowds, I just want to deal with the crowds. You know, that's just me. But I could have went backstage and hung out with Obama. Probably gave him a little advice, you know, and talked to him for a minute. Probably a little advice and talk. Share
with us what advice Earl the Other Winfrey of intellectual.com fame would have shared with intellectualradio.com. What did I say?
You just said intellectual.
Sorry, I'm multitasking over here, y'all, and obviously it's an epic fail because I've never done that before. So sorry about that. Earl Winfrey of intellectualradio.com.
That is correct.
Will share with former President Obama what?
No, that's between me and him. I can't disclose.
You're not gonna tell us what you share.
I can't disclose that information. That's between me and Barack.
This may be the only way he may actually hear it. I don't know if you will or not, but go ahead. Let us help you share this information that he has.
I'm not gonna share private information that's between me and Barack. I'm not gonna share that with the whole world. This is for Obama ears only. The info that I have for him, this is for his ears only. So I'm not gonna share that with.
It's probably so good that you got tired and went home. They would have bum rushed you. His security been like, get him, and just
tackled you to get away from him. I had passes.
Right, but once you decide you're gonna go and whisper political tips to him or whatever you're gonna say, even if you said it out loud,
I was gonna just say, hey, bro, come here. I gotta talk to you for a minute, bro. That's all.
They're like, yeah, that's something you're not supposed to do. Can I come here and talk to you?
What up, bro? Come here.
Bro, he's not your bro.
Yeah, he's my bro. So yeah, so we would have chatted for. I know he's busy, so we would have chatted for about 4 or 5 minutes, and I would have let him go.
You would have let him get back to the business
because he got
at
stuff
hand.
He got to do. Right, exactly. Like Obama, it's cool. You go
endorsing.
Go handle your business, man. I know you got stuff to do. I'm good.
He would have walked away. Michelle been like, "Who is that weirdo?" Like some man, you're talking about intellectual radio. God, don't embarrass all of us here at Intellectual Radio by.
You know what I hate? I hate that all the people that I ran into, I did not have one person to go to do a freaking spot for Intellectual Radio. I should have had all them cats to say, "Hey, I love Intellectual Radio." Drop. I really hate that I knew that because you know they would have did it. They were all super nice, and they could just say, just say I love Intellectual Radio. And you know what? I hate I knew that, but you know what? But one thing about me is I learned from experience. And what that means is I would never ever be in that situation again. Would never have it again. From now on, everybody I run into who's somebody, I will ask them to do a quick drop. I would have loved if I got one from Lynn Whitfield. I would love to got one from Michael Cohen and from Anderson Cooper. That would have been so cool. It would have been very easy to get. Because when you pouring drinks, they give you whatever you want.
Well, you guys, as you listen to the buzz here, wanted to be with the buzz here on intellectualradio.com. One thing I will say is we have another show here, and she says all the time, you got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So anytime you're going to something that...
What show is that?
What show is that?
Who says that? You got to stay ready to get ready. I think
Everyday Conversations.
That's really cool. She's really good. She's really good. Yes. I like Channing. She's good.
I love their show. Everyday Conversations. You got to check them out. They're Sundays at 1:00. And Channing of Everyday Conversations always says, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So if you know you're going to events like that you can maybe get some drops. And if you're asking what is a drop, E-Dub, what's a drop?
You are listening to IntellectualRadio.com.
Or if it was a someone, let's say like Lynn Whitfield, you say, Lynn Whitfield, would you say for me, I listen to IntellectualRadio.com. It's my favorite station.
Yep, that would have been really cool. Oh, that would have been so cool. Boy.
So
I
if you
missed the
see
mark on
someone
that one.
famous,
I missed the mark.
have them mention your show and say that they listen or tune in, or they don't even have to say they listen. They could tell other people to do it. Tune in to IntellectualRadio.com.
Well, you know
Where
what?
they feed your
if
brain.
you want to be slick about it, just happen to say, I love intellectual radio. Because, intellectual radio could be just intellectual radio. It doesn't have to
The
necessarily
station,
be us.
yes.
No, I'm saying it could be just intellectual radio. It doesn't have to be necessarily us. I mean, there are other radio shows out there that are intellectual. See what I'm saying?
I understand what
So
you're
you
saying.
can just have them just say, I love intellectual radio.
Okay.
And which is cool because we know that it really technically applies to intellectual radio.
Well, if I have them, they're gonna say, I love, he said, she said, we wanted to be on IntellectualRadio.com. Thank you.
You're asking for too much.
Asking for too much.
Oprah ain't doing all that.
I'm not asking Oprah either. She gonna be like, girl, I could just see her face, right? Nah, I probably wouldn't ask Oprah to do it. I don't know. Maybe I would. Maybe I just say I love intellectual radio. Because for her, I think she really would love intellectual radio.
I agree totally 100%.
So maybe I would. It depends on the person. You got to see how you vibing. Like, if they giving you like, leave me alone, I don't want to be bothered, don't ask them to do nothing.
But here's the thing, though.
But
here's the thing. Let me just tell you this right here.
Judge a crowd.
Let me just tell you this right here. See, that's one of the things about being a bartender. People love the bartender. Love the bartender. Now, if you just somebody just walking up to them, just asking them a question, it's a difference. But if you're the guy who's pouring their drinks, it's like whatever the bartender wants. People love the bartenders. They always love the bartenders. They always, like I said, the person who bought me the 2 tickets to go backstage for Obama, I didn't even ask her for them.
Had you given her drinks?
Yes. And she just came. She's like, "Oh, you want tickets to go backstage?" I'm like, "Yeah." She said, "Oh, I get something for you." And I'm thinking she just talking and she left. And sure enough, 15 later she returned with not only 1 but 2 tickets. Because folks love their bartenders. There were servers there. You think she said that to any servers? No. People love bartenders, especially ones who smile, laugh, and and do a jig.
What's a jig? Let me see. You say you do a jig. Let's see if this is love your bartender worthy. Let me see it.
I only do jigs at work.
You don't do jigs in his?
I don't do them in his. I only do when I'm at work and I'm getting paid. I'm not doing no jig at all. We're at the studio. I do jigs behind the bar. So they come in and they love her.
Let me see it.
I can't show you that. I gotta be at work, baby.
All right. Anyway, guys, you're listening to IntellectualRadio.com. And so
Wanda be the buzz.
So I was looking at, I know a lot of people say that they compare the Republican convention to the Democratic convention. And day one of the Democratic convention, there was 19.7 million viewers. And of the Republican, it was 18.1.
Wow.
Now,
big difference.
But now, interesting enough, it was a lot closer, but it was at different times of the day. If you compared how many people viewed 45 versus how many people viewed former President Obama and his wife. So, but he went on at 11 o'clock at night, and I think they were on much earlier in the evening. So it's not necessarily apples to apples. Day one, they were able to compare it time for time, exact same time to the exact same time. But it is said that, and these are from Nielsen. I don't know if anybody have ever had a Nielsen box at their house where it counts viewerships from your home as to what you're viewing. But they said Michelle and Barack Obama had 20.8 million views, and the other former president that is running for president now had 21.9. So, but they were at different times of the day.
Can I talk about something? I think it's pretty cool.
What do you think is pretty cool?
Smartphone. Let me tell you why. I'm looking at some of these videos on freaking Facebook right now, some of these interviews, right? And 99% of them are done with smartphones. And I think back to the time when I first started doing videotaping, many years ago. So the first video cameras had no sound.
So what did you do for sound?
You had to have a separate device. But then what happens is they came in with cameras with sound. And then that was a whole new thing. Then another thing too, the first cameras, the lighting in those cameras were really poor. So lots of time I would take video and they come out real dark. You had to have these big lights to light the video up. But nowadays it's what's amazing with the smartphones, all those issues have been resolved. All of them. The lighting issues have been resolved. The sound issues have been resolved. The audio quality, the video quality is like excellent.
People now are filming whole movies with iPhone.
It's just freaking incredible that you can have that device in your pocket. You know how much stuff when I first started videotaping I used to have to carry around?
I don't know how much stuff you used to have to carry around. Enlighten us.
I used to have to carry around like about 3 suitcases of stuff.
Suitcases.
To get video, right, because I had to take lights and everything, to get some quality video. Some quality sound. Now you can put that phone in your pocket, pull that phone out, and you can get some excellent video, some excellent audio, do some incredible interviews. And like you said, people are making films with their cameras now. And I think that's just freaking incredible. In fact, personally, I think, and this is just my personal opinion, E-Dub, I think the most innovative thing that's ever been created in the history of our world, to me, in my opinion, is the cell phone, especially the technology and what it does today.
It has, I wonder if it's put the camera, it's probably so many other devices that you don't need to carry anymore now that you have your cell phone, from your phone book. What are all the things you don't need? A day planner?
It's crazy. And sometimes I think to myself,
calculator.
When those phones were first created, you know why they were created? They were created to be
talk.
No. I'm gonna enlighten you. I'm gonna enlighten you today on the buzz. On the buzz, you will be enlightened today. The cell phone was created to be a car phone. That's what it was created for, to be a car phone. Cell phone, car phone, auto phone. That's what it's created for. But now people on their bikes, on their motorcycles, riding their horses, on their planes, in their boats. I mean, you could be doing anything or anywhere and be on your cell phone, right? I'm on my bike and I'm on my phone. So it's now a bike phone. So it's amazing how the phone has become such a versatile tool that we all use. It's just incredible. And I'm downtown yesterday, and there are thousands of people, thousands. They all have cell phones. I'm thinking to myself, it's just so innovative that someone can make a phone call out of all these thousands of cell phones. That number comes directly to me. That's just freaking incredible to me. It seems like to me that when somebody make their call, all these thousands of phones should ring. But no, it just channels in directly to my cell phone.
I love that you're so excited about how a cell phone works.
That's freaking innovative to me. That's just innovation, in my opinion. It really is.
Yeah, that's how phones, even when they had phones, they could go directly to the person you were calling.
But see, it's different when you're on a landline because you got lines connecting, everything. But when you just wireless, that's freaking incredible to me. You know what I'm saying? You think about walkie-talkies. When you're talking to walkie-talkie, everybody who has a walkie-talkie can actually hear you who's in range. On a cell phone, it's different. It's still wireless, but it can be channeled directly to that specific cell phone. And to me, that's just freaking it's like magic, in my opinion.
Did you ever use walkie-talkies?
Of course, I used to have a CB in my car. This was before cell phones, because I was always innovative and trying to be innovative. So before cell phones, I had communication in my car. It was called a CB. Breaker 19 for a radio check. You never talk much on it, At least you had some way of communicating with somebody out there. You never know who it was, but just to get. But when you had your CB back in your
Some
car,
truck driver out
when you
there.
had your CB back in the day, you were happy just to get a response back. It was just exciting just to hear somebody say, "Hey, good buddy, how you doing?" That just made your day. That was back a long time ago, boy. Just get wow, somebody actually responded to me. That was just so cool. But now you can have an entire conversation while in your car driving freaking 80 miles an hour. That's
But you
freaking
should
incredible.
not go
But you
hands
can.
free.
But you can. But you
But you
can.
can.
But you
Yes,
can.
And no longer are cell phones. We're talking like now we're having these conversations as if we're dinosaurs. Way back when we used to have pay phones and CBs. I never had a CB. Well, when they were out, I couldn't drive. My parents had one.
That's funny.
What's
That's
funny?
So your parents had one.
They did.
Okay.
We would go on road trips, and my father.
Well, I don't understand how your life was so different from mine with me and you around the same age.
Right. Ask yourself that when you say we're around the same age. Are we really?
Around.
Around.
I'm older than you, of course, but we are
Okay.
around. We're around the same age.
Well, I'm going to tell you that my parents had a CB. I wasn't driving at the time. So, and even if I was driving, I would have never have said to my dad, I need a CB. What am I going to do with that? To me, only truck drivers, like that was something that was for on the road. Like that wasn't something to talk to people around me with. I was just happy that I had a CD player in my car.
Well, I was always looking for ways to communicate in my vehicles. Always. I remember back a long time ago. This is way back when wireless phones first came out. The phones. I mean, I'm talking about the landline house phones when they first came out. The wireless one. Then they would have the handset.
Cordless phone.
Cordless phones, exactly. Actually, they are cordless. They weren't called wireless. They were called cordless. And the headset would have like this antenna that was like 6 feet long. And I do remember being in my car with that phone and that long 6 foot antenna hanging out my window. And I'm getting by my house and I'm trying to make phone calls. I do remember that. Yes. I get near my house where the connection would be, good.
Did anybody else do that? I know no one else who would
be by
try
my
to use
house.
their cordless phone to make in their car and try to make it like a car phone or a wireless type phone.
I'm sure I wasn't the one. What I used to do is I used to park outside my house, sit in my car, pull that long antenna up. That was about 6 feet long. Let the antenna hang outside my window. And I would sit in my car and make phone calls. Cause it's just something about feeling good just back then, just talking on the phone in your car. Made you feel like a wealthy man. And yes, I used to do that. I used to get home from work and I would keep the phone in the car at all times.
Somebody in the house like, where's the phone?
No, it's just me. I keep the headset in my car.
So you didn't use your phone in your own home. You only use your phone in your car.
No, I still used it. I just took it back and forth. But I kept it in my car unless I was in the house charging it. And then I'd bring it outside and sit in my car, and pull that antenna up and make a couple of calls. Hey, mama, how you doing? Where you at? I'm in the car. It was a good feeling, boy. It was a good feeling. Then I would start driving around the block. And then once you get like about, I would say halfway down the block, you lose the signal. Those were some good times.
That was good times.
Good times.
You easy to please.
Those were some good times, boy.
Why was that good times?
Guess what? But eventually the cell phone came out. And I'm going to tell you something. When the cell phone first came out, my first cell phone in my car cost me $1,500.
Wow.
And I got the phone. And I said to myself, you know what would be cool? Because back then, nobody really had cell phones in their car. Back then. This is way back. I said, you know what would be cool? A headset for your phone. So I went out to Radio Shack. I bought one of those things. When those telephone operators had a phone with the thing on the mics, with the headsets for your telephone. So I went to Radio Shack and I bought one of those. Right? It was earphones with a mouthpiece that came around to your mouth. And I bought one, and I said to myself, if I could just figure out how to hook this up to this phone, that would be so cool. I could drive and have both my hands on the steering wheel and still talk on my phone. I gotta figure out, how can I do this? How can I do this? And for a couple of years, I'm trying to figure out, how can I connect this to my phone? Of course, I never did it. But now they have headsets, wireless headsets, really, actually. You know, all over the world, everybody has headsets nowadays. Now, listen, I thought about this many moons ago. And now it's just as common as freaking the air we breathe. Isn't that incredible?
Incredible, I guess. I'm not as like, wow, awestruck by this as you are. But I never thought about it, I guess, like that. It's nice that they have come up with this. What do you think the next technology will be? If you had to guess.
Personally, I'm guessing the next big thing, if it ever happens, and I've been waiting for it for 20 years.
Oh boy, I think I know what you're gonna say.
Flying cars.
I knew you was gonna say that.
I've been waiting for flying cars for a long time. Also, you know what? I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet. Hotels in space, where you can take a flight to a hotel in space and stay there for a weekend or whatever, and come back down to Earth. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm surprised, because I worked for a hotel many years ago, about 30 years ago, and they had already purchased the first hotel in space. Actually, it was a Hyatt.
So there's a Hyatt in space?
There's no Hyatt in space. But the Hyatt paid the government, I think it was something like $10 million. The Hyatt paid the government like $10 million to promise to allow them to be the first hotel in space. So once the hotels were created to be in space, Hyatt has already paid to be the first hotel. And what they did was they created this promo video, right? And the promo video was
waste of time.
The promo video was the Hyatt in space, and I don't know how they created this video, but this video looks so real. It looks so real. They showed you getting on a plane and shuttling people to the outer space. Then you go into this hotel. It had all the amenities. It had the pools and the beautiful rooms. This was like 20, 30 years ago, right? And it was like, I don't know how they made that video, but it looks so real. And it's just amazing to me that this was 30 years ago, and they still don't have that. There's still not a hotel in space.
I'm not going. I don't care.
What do you mean
That's
not going?
one destination I don't ever care about visiting is space.
Well, you know what? It may not be affordable for the average person. We are the average people.
Yes, we're not even going to be able to afford the rocket fare to get to space to stay in the hotel up there.
I'm sure after it's been around for a few years, it's become a little bit more affordable.
It's going to be an outrageous amount of money.
No, maybe I would say
to get to space, $1,000.
Probably more than that. Probably about maybe $4,000 or $5,000 just to get there. You know, round
That's
trip.
not a lot of money to you.
I mean, it's a lot of money, but it's not beyond our reach.
It's not beyond my reach, but it's beyond what I would want to pay for something like that. I have no desire. I have no, like some people go, I wonder what's up there. What's out there? I don't care. I don't spend any time worried about what's in space. Got enough worry what's right here on this ground with me, let alone up in space. I just don't care. I won't go up there and stay in any hotel.
Well, if I had some extra cash that was available, it's something I would consider. And
There's places here on Earth I haven't seen before I try to get to Jupiter.
It's not Jupiter, it's just in space.
It gotta land. It gotta be on. I know that may not be the planet, but
it just floats in space.
How they gonna build it just floating in space?
Yes, it just floats.
That don't sound logical.
Yeah.
So it could float away. So how we gonna get to it?
It doesn't float. The technology is there for it to just float in space. It's not gonna fly away. It's not gonna be a planet. It's just in the air, just in space, or where there's no air, just in space.
Isn't it amazing that EW knows so much about how they plan on building the Hyatt in space?
They have those things right now. What do they call it in space right now that beam down signals? What do they call those things that are in space right now?
Satellites.
Right, satellites. So it'd be built kind of like a satellite, but it'd just be a hotel. It would have the same technology to just sit in space like a satellite.
Okay. Well, go on and go visit. Start saving your coins so you got that easy money to put 5,000 down on your flight, on your rocket ship trip, and then 5,000 to stay in the Hyatt in space, the Galaxy or whatever it'll be called, Hyatt Galaxy.
Fun.
So we'll see you later. You going up there and visit. We'll run IntellectualRadio.com here while you going up in space.
Okay. Well, Wanda B, my time is up. I don't know about you, but my time is up.
Thank you for sharing all your little tidbits here. You definitely gave us something to buzz about here on the Buzz.
You know what? It's always, and I mean always a pleasure to hang out with Wanda B and the Buzz.
It's Wanda B. Wanda Buzz with the buzz. Don't forget, share it out, retweet, do what you got to do. Wanda Buzz.